So, this brings us now to next item up for bid, which is our interview with Denis Roger Denocla. He's a UFO researcher, author, filmmaker, and producer. So, here we go. Let me get to this interview here, all about UFOs and the UMO. There we go. Welcome to First Contact Radio. I'm here with Denis Denocla. He is a UFO researcher. He's an author. He's a video maker. He's all around UFO guy from France. And he has written a book called Presence about the UMO. And he is here today. We're going to talk about the UMO, about his book, about his videos, and the other projects he has going on. So, Denis, welcome to First Contact Radio. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for you, Josh, and I'm very glad to talk with you from Paris tonight. And yes, I produce the video of the book Presence. The subtitle is UFO, Crop Cycle, and Exo-Civilization. And I presented this movie in LA in February, and also in Phoenix, Arizona, and also in New Jersey. And I usually go to Roswell to present my work. And I'm very glad to talk about this with you. So, the main results I present are about the crop circles. I'm able to identify the crop cycle makers, and I give a whole explanation how I can do this and how we calculate the star where the crop cycle makers are coming from. That's the first point. The second point is I gather many information about something called the UMO file, and I will explain what is the UMO file. That's many information that I gather, and I'm able to describe 18 ET species with many details. Of course, there are more, but at least I have many information about those species. And I also get results and explanation about the UFO travels. I'm able to explain how they travel along the cosmos. And for this, I get the information on a new cosmology that make us able to explain the UFO travels. So, with this new cosmology, we can also understand what is the black matter, what is the dark matter, the dark energy. So, we have many answers on many topics that usually we are still wondering what are such a thing. So it's very useful to study the UMO file to get answers on the UFO topics. That's the
okay. Okay, and how long have you been studying the UMO files?
I was studying the UMO file since 2004, 3-4. It was a very strange story because a boss of mine, become my friend later, was involved in UFO, and we talked about UFOs, and I remember that he told me about some strange letters that he gathers with some other people involved in UFO. And this guy, he's very high level guy, graduate in many French and American schools, and the best school in France, and they have done a small group, working group on this topic, and they gathered strange letters in south of France, in Spain, and he was not very comfortable talking about those letters because for him, on this group in the 70s, they understand that there is something special with those letters that they don't really understand. That's what he told me. It was about the 90s when he told me about this. On some 10 years later, what happened is something very strange. I was just googling on internet to get some information on the UFOs, and for the 100 billion website you have, I found one talking about letters, UFO letters, and it was just when this website just began his work. We were just 5-6 people on the list, on the working list, and I discovered what the main guy have done. He have collected the UFO letters from another guy who had the real letters, and he scanned the letters and he put them on the website. So I was able to read the scan of the letters, the UFO letters, that I in fact did not know that they were UFO letters. When my old friend told me about those letters, he did not tell me they are UFO letters, but I understood when I saw this website that it was the same thing that my friend told me 10 years ago. And I called him straight and asked him, "Oh, Daniel, can you give me some copy of the letter you told me, that the mysterious letter you get?" And in fact, I have seen that the letter he had was the same that the other guy had put on the website, and I began to work on this same letter because all the questions I had at this moment, I get some answers with the reading of the whole letter that we gathered on this website. So it was really quite magic, some magic weeks, because the very difficult answers on the travels, on the cosmology, I get some answers through those letters, and that was very great moment to get such information that can explain something you are looking, you are searching for years.
Awesome.
And it was very special, those letters, because those letters that have been sent to many people, many scientists, mostly on UFO guy, in France, in Spain, some in Italy, in UK, and we think so for the information we have inside the letters themselves. It should have been sent some letters also in America, in Russia, in some place in Asia. So, but at least we gather the French and Spanish one for some 1,400 letters, 1,400 pages that have been sent to many different people.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. And during the first letters have been sent in the 60s, and the last letters have been received in France in 2009.
Okay.
So, wow.
That's a lot of information. And so then the movie is about these letters as well. So you have a book and a movie that are all based on the information from these letters.
Yes, the great information that I get with the letters, and that made me able to work on several topics. For example, in those letters, I get an information very important for me. One of the letters said, we know, they say, we know who are the guy who are the crop cycle makers. They are also ETs. We know those people, and we agree with this experimentation of communication. And it's amazing that some human people can believe that some pranksters can do such a thing in your crops. Of course, there are ETs that make them, and we know the ET species who make them. So that's what is great information.
That is.
And I wonder, is it true or is it fake?
Right.
So I began to work on the crop cycles because before to read this, I did not even believe that crop cycle can be made by ETs. I just believed that it was really prankster. I was myself not the believer in the crop cycles, and I started to believe to work on the crop farm, crop cycle, the one where we have a ET phase, a very big and very detailed ET phase that the people usually say gray, but for me gray means nothing. I will explain why gray means nothing for me. And this great phase with many details have also a disc nearby, and we know that this disc also have a code, which is a usual ASCII code like usual CD, and we know the message on the CD. That is the element that we have to begin to work. And the second crop cycle I study especially is this crop cycle of Chambleton. The Chambleton crop cycle, which is a very known crop cycle because it's the answer of the message of Arecibo message. The Arecibo message sent in 1974 from the Arecibo telescope. And the amazing stuff is that in 2001 we get the answer of the received message in a crop nearby the Chiltern Observatory in Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing joke. We can't
That
say.
is.
How can someone give an answer in a crop when you send a message in the cosmos with a telescope? That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So those crops was very interesting for me, and I noticed that the Crabwood Farm 1 and the Shibbolton 1 get both a representative small guy that we usually call grays, and the small guys were in the both crop circle. The Crabwood Farm guy, we can calculate that he is around 1 meter high, and in the Shibbolton crop circle we have the picture and the measurement inside the code that the people who have made the answer of the received message at Shibbolton are 1 meter high. I found that it is strange that both the crop circle of Crabwood Farm we have a guy of 1 meter, and in the code of Shibbolton of the crop circle of Shibbolton we also have a small guy 1 meter tall. That's very strange. So I still study both crop circles, and the both crop circles are very nearby. They are nearby 1 kilometer, 1 mile, or something like that. And whatever, when you come by plane, you can see both the Crabwood Farm and the Shibbolton one by plane, and they are very big, and you can see them both. However, they have been done a few days. One was 1 day, and the other one have been done the next day or a few days after. But for the same week, you can have the same picture with the both one. And I was looking for some details on the Crabwood Farm crop circle, and someone asked me, because when I give lecture, people, in the beginning I give lecture on UFO, and some people ask me for the Crabwood Farm study I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
What is that for UFO nearby the picture of the Crabwood Farm guy? And I was wondering, no. What UFO can do there? And that's UFO. Talking with my friend publisher on this, when we were preparing at the last moment the book, we were, no, that's not UFO. That might be some planets.
Oh, you're talking about the ones that are down by the chin of the face.
Yes.
Okay.
The 4 point, and nearby the small guy. In fact, when we realize that they are not UFO but planets that they represent on these crop circles, you can see what? You can see one planet on the left, and if you imagine an orbit, maybe around the CD, we can imagine the CD is a star, and we can imagine the orbit of the planet around this star. And you can see that we have on the first orbit, on the right, one planet, in the middle, two planets on the same orbit. That's very important. And on the left, outside, another one, another planet in another orbit, but still nearby. And when you look at the Chilbolton crop circle, what can you see? There is one part where the code describes the solar system where our friends from, our space friends, are coming from. And what can we see there? We can see a star on 10 planets. And at the middle of the planet system that they describe, what we can see 4 planets. Oh, wow. 4 planets and 2 planets on the same orbit. That reminds me something. That reminds me the Crabwood Farm 1. And if you look, really compare both, you really can think that the 4 planets of the Crabwood Farm 1 are also the 4 planets that are in the Chilbolton code. That's very interesting, because we also have 2 guys who have 1 meter high. That's many common points, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I follow my work, and I have in mind also the UMO letters saying that we know who are the guys who are the complex cycle makers. So there are only one species that made the crop maker for this point of view. So I follow to try to get information on those crop cycles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was interested to imagine where they are coming from. How can we calculate where they are coming from? And I wonder, we sent the Arecibo message in 1974. And we sent it in a special way. We sent the message, the Arecibo message in 1974, in the Hercules constellation with a very narrow angle, the M30 constellation. So I wonder if we have an answer, the guy who gave us an answer in the Chilbolton crop, they might be in this direction. They receive the message of Arecibo because they are in this narrow direction. But how long the message traveled because before they received the message from Arecibo.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some friends astronomers, and we have this idea. We have the crop circles since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So we get the message only in 2001. Why we have if we take the hypothesis that the guy who are the crop circle makers are on Earth since the 90s doing the crop circles, why do they do the Shibbolton answer only in 2001? They should have made the Shibbolton answer when they get the message and came on Earth in the 90s when they began to do the crop circles. So, what's up with that?
Those are good questions.
I think so that they wait to give the Shibbolton answer. And they wait what? They wait 2001, which is the time, space you need for the message to travel from Earth to their planet.
Okay.
And they just make the Shibbolton crop just in time for us to calculate how long the travel was for the message since 1974 from Arecibo.
That's quite fascinating. So you said that you're out doing lectures now, Denis?
Say again?
Are you out on the road? Like, where can people see you?
Oh, yeah. Sure. I have a tour in France. That's what you are saying.
Yes.
Yes, I have a tour in France. I always have 10 meetings and lecture in France, and I follow in several other towns in France. And I'm going to present the movie also in Great Britain and Liverpool at least, and several other towns in Great Britain. For now, I'm still working on Europe, and I prepare also the Spanish version to present it in Spain first for October and November, and I'm very happy of that, to give also the information in Spanish language, because I know that Mexican people also are very interested in the UFO topic, and that would be great to give it.
Well, you sound quite busy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I will come back in USA, in America, as soon as possible, of course.
Okay, and your website is denocla.com?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, very good, Denis. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
The pleasure was mine, and
we'll have to talk again, and we'll do another interview, and we'll talk about more information.
Yes, it was a very great moment to spend a few minutes with you, Josh, and I would say hello to every Californian people at least, and I love California, and I will be in California as soon as possible.
Very good. All right, Denis. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Josh.
Welcome to First. All right, there you go. That is our interview with Denis Denocla. And as you can see, I put up a bunch of pages here for you to look at. This is his website. We got crop circle pages talking about the face in Crabwood, and then of course more information on Shibbolton, and then here's a lot of information as well. So There's a lot of other links online studying these particular things, looking at these anomalies, so you can check it out. Easy to find. All right. So there you have it. Maybe during the course of this later this week, before we end, I'll play a little bit from one of Denis's movies. Let me show you here before we jump into this. He's got this book, Presence. This is his book, and of course there's the video that he made, Presence, on this. And he also did a CD of alien-based music. There's 2 tracks on here that I did, and then there's a number of tracks by various other artists on this. So check out his stuff, check out his material about the UMO, and follow the trail of research, and you might find some really interesting things.